What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece sim video, and this time it's going to be another ranked ladder video utilizing the BlackBeard strategy. So first of all, I'm still sick, so if I sound sick, that's why. But I've been really liking the BlackBeard deck recently after I stopped. Well, I'm not stopping playing Doffy. I'm just like taking a little break just to test out other things in the meta, because we do really have this meta for like another month or so, at least. So, might as well keep testing different lists. And I found this BlackBeard YouTuber named Abster TCG, ABBSTER TCG, who created this BlackBeard list, and it's it's the best one I've seen so far. And he plays it very well, so I've been watching his videos and taking notes from him, and decided to play some ranked games, and we're going to go over those today. So first of all, the list: 3 Laboon, 4 Van Augur, 4 Jesus, 3 of the Shiru, 4 of the Stronger, 4 of the Doc Q, 2 of the Vasco Shot. I know recently he's been on the Shockwaves, but I'm still on the Vasco Shot. I like this card just to protect the Jesus. If you're ever like forced to swing with it before you can establish a teach. And then 4 teach, 4 Lafitte, 4 finger gun, of course, 4 This Is My Age, 3 Liberation, 3 stage, and then the spicy card, 4 the Tempest Kick Sky Slicer, mainly just for the trigger. Draw 2 cards. You barely ever use the effect. You can use the effect in the mirror though to KO opponent's Hashinosu's. But the main thing is just to hit the trigger and then draw 2 cards. It's pretty good. Obviously, draw 2 cards is busted in any deck for free. But the main idea with this card is that, like, because I was also on Man Sherries. I was playing Man Sherries and cut a lot of the consistency cards. I cut this down, cut this down, cut this down to play like Man Sherry Bartolomeo, so that you can like loop the Bartolomeo with the Man Sherry and stuff and the Jesus Burgess. But a lot of times you play that version, or you play like other versions with like Jack and stuff, and you just realize that like you're just never summoning those cards ever. You're like always wanting to just summon your engine cards. You're always just tapping out to like Van Augur.Q or like Laboon.Q, or play Double Jesus or play Lafitte Jesus or something. So like you're just never not playing any of these cards. So playing other cards in that spot just doesn't make a lot of sense, and so you might as well just play like a crazy trigger. You know what I mean? Like if you're not gonna play the card anyway, in like 90% of the games, then you might as well just play a crazy 4F trigger that like wins you certain matchups. Like it just wins you the Pluffy matchup if you hit it a lot of times, because 2 cards in this deck is so busted. It's a free 2-turn leader ability, so it's just nasty. And that's kind of the reasoning behind it, and so far I like it. But yeah, so credits to him for coming up with this, and so far so good. Let's get into the ranked games here. First round, we're going to be against a Black Yellow Luffy player, so pretty good matchup for BlackBeard, of course. We're going to choose to go second. Sorry if I have to drink water. Like I said, I'm still sick, so I'm trying to not cough. We're going to Lafitte on turn, and also I just want to say this straight up, I'm not the best BlackBeard player. I'm still learning the deck, so don't give me too much heck over it. So first we're going to play the Lafitte into the Flampe, which is questionable, but I guess it's fine. I didn't want to establish the dot Q yet. We're going to play the dot Q now, so that if they do decide to go 5-drop Luffy, we have the Laboon dot Q ready to go. But since they played the Kuzan, we can actually, This Is My Age into Van Augur instead, and be able to kill this Kuzan, still establish the Van Augur, which is pretty good. We're not going to leader ability yet. I just kind of want to reserve it for Gecko and Gecko only in this matchup. I feel like they are going to Sabo, but luckily we have the Liberation to negate the Sabo's KO immunity effect if we want to get rid of it, assuming they give us the stock, they leave us the Van Augur, and they do. So we can actually use our Van Augur here. And then Liberation, the Sabo, establishes Jesus Burgess leader ability, because they're going to 9-Don and then pass turn. I get rid of the Liberation because it just seems like the worst card in the hand at the time. They're going to swing 7 with Garp. We hit the draw 2 trigger, nasty. And then they're going to go 9. We'll take it, of course. And now we can probably just summon tin drop and win the game from here. We're actually going to start swinging, deciding if I want to tap the Jesus. Get rid of a Laboon just because I could definitely see myself playing double finger pistol at some point if like they play like Sabo or something, like double Sabo. They are going to play Luffy, awaken themselves, and then leader ability. Put Sabo, Luffy in life, and then Sabo out the Sabo, go plus 2,000, and then swing 10. We'll just free block that. And I think this is the spot where I'm like, yeah, and it like boost. It's gonna boost my Jesus up by 6 cards. Leader ability would be 7 cards, so I think we just take the double finger pistol here. Just leave it. We can just leave up the teach if we feel threatened or something, but even then, I don't think I'm gonna ever feel threatened. So we boost up the Jesus to 9. We can leader ability. Swing 8, 9, 12. An opponent is just forced to counter out of these so that they don't, lose the game next turn. And they have to give up 3 1Ks there. See, I'm deciding if I want to swing with Teach because, like, Ace is a card for sure. Rush Ace. But I decide I just haven't seen any Aces, so I'm just going to go for it. Put them at 0 so they can't, like, Luffy into the Luffy. Like, baby Luffy into Luffy. They're going to leader ability and then Sabo into Sabo. And then just swing 15 into our Teach. Could definitely just counter out of this and, like, probably just win more at that point because our Jesus will go to 10. And now I can 10 drop, stun the leader. Now the interesting thing about the Black Yellow Luffy matchup is that whenever you stun their leader, this Luffy will go to their hand instead of the bottom of the deck now. They're going to give up their whole hand to protect that. And then I'm just going to leader ability past turn. So we know they have a Luffy, but it's not a big deal at all. What are they going to do with just a Luffy? They can't attack with the Sabo, so they're going to leader ability, put Luffy into life, and just swing 15 and 12, and that should be game. No matter how we swing out here, we just got to swing 7s. Alright, so that's pretty simple. The matchup's pretty good for BlackBeard. We have another one here, just to throw in. It's like a 4-minute video, so let's just double speed it and get it out of the way. I'm not sure if it's against the same player or not. Once again, going to choose to go second. I think that's correct. I'm also kind of iffy on my choices for going first or second into different matchups with BlackBeard. I know against like Doffy you want to go first for sure, and like Shanks I think you want to go second. I'm not exactly sure. I know against Pluffy you want to go first. The reason I say second against Shanks is because like on 7, whenever they go to 7, that would be the first time you get the leader ability, so you can like keep an extra card in hand in my head, but I could be wrong. They're just going to kill our Lafitte, play the 5-drop Luffy, of course, but we do have the Laboon.Q combo to go ahead and kill that thing, and then we can pass turn. No need a leader ability yet. Next turn we'll start when they can hit 8 for Gecko. Just never want them to be able to, like, even if it's just a value Gecko, it's just way too much pressure, so we're just never going to let them Gecko in this matchup. Even if they're just summoning, like, Flampe, Kuzan, like, that's just too much. So they're going to kill the .Q and then summon a Rocket Luffy, kill our Laboon, that's fine. We can go double Burgess here and feel pretty good about it. Discard the Liberation. For leader ability, they're going to play a Sabo out of life that they set with the Makino. Swing 7, we'll take it. And then swing 7 with the Makino. A little scary, so I think, yeah, we're just going to counter that. We don't have a 10 drop in hand yet, so we probably just need to counter that. And we find a 10 drop, unfortunately bearing 2 others, but we should only need a couple, if only need the 1 in this matchup. Not going to awaken them, so I could have went 9-9 and made them discard 3 cards on the second 9 swing, but I just didn't want to awaken them for free, especially whenever like they can't flampe to awaken. They just have to essentially like play the Luffy to awaken, and yeah, there's just nothing they could do there. They just play the Gecko and pass, and their last life was flampe, so they just couldn't do anything. They can't Hiyori to awaken. They could Raigo, and they can't Raigo because none of these can be killed. So, yeah, it was game regardless. Let's go into a Pluffy matchup now. We're going to steal first from Pluffy, of course. We're going to play the Lafitte pass turn. They do have the Law, which is annoying. Luckily, we find the Dot Q off this Lafitte, and I actually decide to Dot Q this Law, which I'm not sure is correct or not. I only did it simply because I don't have a Laboon or a Van Augur to pair with the Dot Q next turn. So I felt like it was just like a free draw, and I get to save my Lafitte if he takes the bait and swings into it. So he did. So I got a free draw and got to keep my Lafitte, and I can still KO this kid with the pistol. I'm gonna discard the stage because I don't feel like the stage is very good in this matchup. It feels too minus. Like, this is not the best matchup in the world, so you want to be able to like, you know, keep tempo with them, and like going -1 is not the way to do that. So we're gonna find a Jesus, thankfully, a second Jesus. Probably just gonna establish that and discard the 2-drop event past turn. They're gonna go 5. We'll take it. 7. We'll take it. Hit the trigger. Yeah, just take the 2K counter in this spot, and then they're just gonna double body up. We'll Lafitte into probably have to take the if for Liberation we can't establish another Jesus, but we're gonna do it anyway. And just swings. Oh, we're gonna summon the blocker to protect our Jesus. Could have arguably swung 9 into the Sanji, or even 9 at life, but I decided not to tap the Jesus just to be better safe than sorry. They're going to swing 6, draw a card, swing 6, we'll 2K out of that one, take the 7. Now we have 3 teaches in hand, so we're definitely just going to be using those. We're going to go 5 at life, 10 at life, and this is what I was talking about with the Vasco shot. Like, it just feels so good late game to be able to protect your Jesus like this, even though like we already have the teach, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah, it just feels good. So they're gonna go 6, 5. We'll counter out of the 6, take the 5, and then they're just gonna play the 9-drop pass, not swing with the Sanji, of course, because we still have the blocker up. We're gonna go 5. Probably just gonna 10-drop this 9-drop. Swing. I was just baiting whether to swing 10 at the Zoro or 10 at life. I think I'm just gonna swing 10 at life, hold up my 2 blockers, and pass because they do have 4 swings, but I do have now I have 3 blockers and 1 life. So there's just no way I'm dead here. I'll take the free 12K block on the 7 swing. We'll draw a card with the Sanji, but we're going to take another free 7K here. Not afraid if they swing into my, you know, if they want to swing into my teach, they can. I have the Vasco shot at the very least. And we do have to draw 2 trigger. Pretty gross. So we're just going to draw 2 cards for free. They're going to establish the Nico Robin. And here you can see that they're just dead on board, especially because I have this teach. So if they counter out of this 5, then they go down to 4 cards in hand, and then I just play the teach, stun the blocker, and then they have I can go 11. They have to discard 1 for the giant, and then another card, and then another card to get to at least 12. And then they just have 1 card for a 12-12 swing, so they're just dead on board, even if they have the giant. So we're just going to go 5. They have to counter this. And if they block this, then obviously I win. Regardless, but they give us a 2K. We're going to stun the leader, stun the blocker, and now we can just go 11. They have the giant, discard a card, and then discard another card and another card, go down to 2 cards, and 12-12 always gets there. So going into another game here, it's another BY Luffy Oh, whoops. It's another fast one, so we'll just get this one out of the way again. Once again, a pretty good matchup. We have the Lafitte and the finger pistol, so I decided to keep it. We're going to Lafitte. Deciding what I want to grab here. Our next turn is looking like either like a Jesus or like Search More. I think I take the Hachi Noso because I want to try to filter to the 10 drop as soon as possible. They're going to go 7 at the Lafitte. Thankfully, they don't have a 1 drop. It's pretty good for us. We can grab the Jesus Burgess off of our Hachi Noso and then play the dot Q. They're going to go 5. We'll take it. And then they're going to play their Kuzan. We unfortunately don't have any reducers, and we don't find any off of the Hachi Noso. We do find a 10 drop, which is nice, so we're just going to have to use this Liberation on the Kuzan, and then search with the Lafitte, grab a 2K counter, really the only target worth grabbing there. And then just pass turn, not going to swing into them, not going to use leader ability. They're going to play the 5 drop Luffy, swing 7 into the Lafitte, fair enough, just being a pseudo blocker like that, it's pretty good. We do have the finger pistol, so we're probably just going to finger pistol this. Oh no, we're just going to, we established the dot Q early, so we can actually Laboon and establish another body while also removing the Luffy. Holding the finger gun for something later. We're going to leader ability now. That they're going to 9 Dawn. They're going to go 9 into the Laboon, that's fine with us. Play Ace, and they can't get rushed with it because they're at 3 life. We're going to use our Hachi Noso, grab a 2K counter. Just keep putting cards in graveyard for the Jesus. Establish another Jesus and ditch our last counter for our leader ability because we don't really care. We kind of want to take a life anyway. They're going to pop our dot Q with the Rocket Luffy, which is fine with us. We'll draw a card for free. And then we're just going to like 10 drop, I guess. We're just essentially using Hachi Noso for Jesus purposes. 10 drop and not going to awaken them. Not even going to put them at 1 so that Luffy gets them there. They will spend a life to Raigo our Marshall D Teach and then swing 5. We'll take it. That's fine because we do have another one, so we're not scared. We're going to start 5, see what they do. We'll go 9, see what they do. And they take it, so we just went on the spot. But we could have played the 10 drop, stun the Luffy, and still been fine. So, yeah, they were dead regardless in the next couple turns. Alright, we'll go into the next game here. It's going to be against a Smoker. Not a matchup I'm very familiar with, and that's like a death sentence with this deck, I feel like, is if you don't know the matchups, then it's going to be a really hard game for you because you won't know when to leader ability and won't know how to set up very well. We're going to 1-drop event into our dot Q and then establish the Hachi Noso, grab a Jesus Burgess, which seems pretty good in the matchup. Would have been nice to obviously establish dot Q, but we can do next turn dot Q double search if we want. And that looks like we're going to do because they didn't put out a body. We're going to double search, grab a Jesus and a 10 drop, and then swing 5. Nothing I really want to discard here, so I chose not to Hachi Noso because I just don't know what they're going to play, so I don't really want to discard anything here. They're going to play Brook, though, and kill our dot Q. We're going to use the Hachi Noso, find a Lafitte. We're just probably going to Liberation this Brook, so we're going to Lafitte first. Grab. I could go, like, none of these are very good in this spot, so probably just a counter card. And then Liberation the Brook. Swing 5. And pass turn. Once again, I think I'm just going to hold off on my leader ability until Gecko turns. They're going to curve out on a Jack, which is pretty nice for them. They're going to KO our Lafitte, and then swing 5. We'll take it. We're going to stage into another Lafitte. Swing 5, because we're just going to double Jesus this turn. And pass turn. After leader ability. They're going to play the Tashigi. It doesn't get the -4, but they have the Ice Age to -5 to one of the Jesuses. And then the activate main effect of Tashigi can trash one of the Jesuses, and then they can swing 9-8. We hit the finger gun. Might as well kill the Tashigi now, and then they're going to swing 8. We'll take it. We're not in fear of dying because we do have the 10 drop. I don't know of any rush cards that they play. So we're just going to do BlackBeard things and stun their leader character. They're just going to have to swing 15, and unfortunately for them, we have the 2K. Top deck another Teach. We're going to swing 5. Leader ability, give up the Teach. Or no, sorry, Hachinoso, give up the Teach, and then leader ability, give up. I keep the Liberation, which is arguably not the right play, but I don't know. I just wanted to be sure in the case of like someone like a Rebecca or a Sabo or something, I could out it with like stronger Liberation. But also like the 10 drop that I discarded off the Hachinoso would have negated it regardless. But luckily they don't have it, so we'll just win regardless. Alright, and we'll go into, we have back-to-back Doffy matchups for the last 2 games of the video. This one's only 3 minutes, so I'm going to do 1.5 speed instead of 2. We stole first from Doffy, which is really good. And we have a really good hand. We have .Q into Van Augur, which is like pretty much all you can ask for. We're going to leader ability as soon as they hit 4. Discard the Hachinoso. Once again, one of those matchups where like Hachinoso is just straight up a -1 is not going to do much for you because Jesus really isn't that good in this matchup, I don't think. So we're just going to discard all the Hachinosos. We are going to be able to kill this Weevil with our Van Augur .Q on 5. And then black hole them. They're going to swing 7, not use leader ability into our Van Augur, which is risky, but they get there because we don't have the 2K. And we're going to grab another Van Augur, though, luckily off of the low feet we got. And we can now kill this Boa, swing 5. And then leader ability, probably give up a Teach here, just to keep some sort of counter on our hand. They're going to swing 5 into the Lafitte. Luckily they don't have the Teach, so that makes this matchup a lot easier. If they don't have Teach, they can't play 2 bodies a turn. Of course, unless they're on 8, which they are. They're going to play Jinbei Boa. We're going to kill, obviously, the Boa with the combo and then see what we can get off this Lafitte. We luckily get a Liberation to deal with the other monster on the field. So we can deal with the Boa and then deal with the Jinbei with Van Augur, .Q, and then swing 8, put him at 2 life. We're still sitting pretty clean at 5 life. We're going to discard the Jesus just because we don't really care about taking any hits right now. They're going to play the 10 drop with no effect, which is fine because we can just freeze it with our 10 drop and then swing 5. Decide if I want to swing 5, 6. I don't because I'm afraid of them playing like double body next turn and then also killing the Van Augur. So now if they do go double body, I can still stun the 10 drop with my 10 drop and then also kill one of their bodies, so they only have 2 swings next turn. They're going to go Jinbei into Gecko. So now we can Van Augur, .Q the Gecko, swing 5 and 12, put them at 1, and then play the other 10 drop, stun their 10 drop, and leader ability, get rid of the Sky Slicer, and we just win the game. There's nothing they could really do from that position. So yeah, even through like their tech matchup, I guess, their matchup tech with the 10 drop, we were able to get there against the best deck of the format just because we went first and had like a pretty good hand. Once again, gonna have another Doffy game. We luckily start with the .Q. We get to go first, and we start with .Q Van Augur. Otherwise, our hand's like not that good. We have Liberation, and they do have the Teach, which is very scary. We're just gonna swing 6, play the .Q, and use leader ability this turn. I'm gonna get rid of the Jesus, the second Jesus. Play the .Q. Yeah, Teach is pretty scary. See what they do here. They play the Boa. I think they decided to use Teach effect, which was weird. Like, I'm going to take it regardless if you swing 7 or not. So, kind of weird, but regardless. We're just going to curve out with the .Q, or sorry, the Van Augur. Kill the Boa and then swing 5. They take it again. We're going to use our leader ability. Probably to get rid of the 2K. I guess hold Laboon. I was going to say get rid of the Laboon, but I guess just hold it. It's fine. They're going to play Gecko and then be able to use their Teach and summon 2 cards this turn. They're going to swing 6 into the Van Augur, and I really think about this if I want to discard if I want to 2K, 1K this, because if you think about it, if I can save this Van Augur Next turn, I can Vanaugur.Q, kill the Gecko, and then still have 7 Dawn up. I can swing 8 into the Crocodile if they let it go. That's, you know, the best case scenario. They let this Crocodile go. And then I can Liberation the Teach just to get off the field, because that card is going to be a problem going forward, especially with we only have 4 cards in hand. So I actually decide to go minus here, take a pretty big risk on them not countering out of this Crocodile swing, and discard a 2K, 1K here. Draw into another Vanaugur, which is not going to really do anything. So yeah, we're just going to swing 8 into this Crocodile. At the very least, we can still remove Crocodile and Gecko even if they counter out of this. And luckily they let it go, so we can clear the whole board this turn. So that felt pretty good. We were able to get the Teach off the board because that card is very annoying. So now they can go 5s, play double body. So they're actually just going to go 8 and whiff off their leader ability. We let the Vanaugur go, draw a card. We can, this is my age, into another Vanaugur, which is pretty nice. Just establish another one, swing 8, put them at 2. And then we can leader ability, get rid of the Jesus Burgess. I actually think I end up forgetting to leader ability one of these turns, but it doesn't end up mattering. They're going to go Sengoku, Crocodile, swing 8, leader ability. We hit the 1-drop trigger, thankfully grab a 10-drop, which should be pretty good here because we can kill this Crocodile and then stun the Gecko. And we'll leader ability, of course. They will have the Red Rock, which is like whatever, really, in this spot. And they decide not to kill the Vanaugur. They're trying to go at life, and we draw into another 10-drop, which I think is questionable that they didn't kill the Vanaugur there. But we are able to 10-drop and freeze this buggy, I guess. And we actually forget to use leader ability this turn, which does put us in a bad position going forward. But as you can see, there's not a ton they can do. Like if they just had, I mean, they only have 3 cards in hand, so if they just had like Jinbei, Gecko, Jinbei Gecko, that'd be nasty. They kill the .Q, we draw a card. They go 5. We counter out of that one because we know they're going to swing with their leader. They Weevil, draw a card, and then swing 7 and hit a Boa blind, which is nice for them. So it's really 8, and they get the stack. But we'll take the block. So I think first we start 5 just to see what they do. If they counter, then we can pivot into the Boa. If they don't counter, of course, then we just kill them with the 2 cards on board. But they do counter out, of course. We're going to pivot into the Boa. They let it go. We can swing 12 at life, put them at 1, and then freeze leader, freeze Weevil. And then give up the finger gun, because I'm kind of scared of these little bodies. They technically do have 4 swings. They're going to go 5 at life. I think we take this one. Hit a Liberation. Swing 5. We counter out of that one just because we're trying to play around Perfume Femur. So now, no matter what, even if they have Perfume Femur, we win because we can just block whatever the next swing is and then take the life. And that's just game. Alright, and that's it for the BlackBeard video. I'm gonna continue playing this deck. I want to get better with it. I still feel like I'm pretty rusty and not making the most optimal plays in certain scenarios, but hopefully making these videos will help me out there, and hopefully it was entertaining for you all as well. And GG's to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Pluffy Beach X3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.